Now, I'm pretty sure that I've demonstrated how awesome virtual machines are, because they are. Virtual machines are amazing. It's actually a computer inside a computer. But hey, do you want to get a bit crazier with me real quick? Yeah, we're gonna get crazier. We're gonna go from installing virtual machines on a Type 2 hypervisor like VirtualBox to a Type 1 hypervisor. But what does that mean? It means more virtual machines, larger virtual machines, more power, more CPU, more RAM, bigger labs, geekier stuff. And all you'll need is something like this, an old laptop that you might have laying around, an old desktop PC collecting dust. That's what I'm using. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through how to install a Type 1 hypervisor on an old PC, an old desktop. We're gonna be using Proxmox to build out your ultimate nerd IT hacking lab, whatever you want it to be. It can be whatever you want it to be. It's awesome, and it's completely free. Also, it's not just virtual machines. You can do containers. We'll cover that. Now, you may recall from my first virtual machine video that virtual machines, they're magic, man. They're amazing. I mean, they are legit a computer inside a computer. What? And we also covered that this magic can happen because of hypervisors. In the first video, we installed a Type 2 hypervisor called VirtualBox. And that was basically just an app that sat alongside Windows 10. Or it could have been Mac or Linux, whatever you were running. But Type 1? That's a different story. It's a bit more intense. And I like intense. The main difference here is that we're no longer sharing OS resources. In fact, whatever operating system you're running on your PC, we're gonna obliterate it, wipe it out. This thing is running Windows 10. Goodbye, you're gone. We're giving Windows 10 the boot, or not booting it, yeah, and we're gonna install Proxmox instead. And that's what makes a Type 1 hypervisor a Type 1 hypervisor. There is nothing sitting between it and the hardware. It's a bit more pure. Now, why is this great? Why is this a good idea? Well, think about it. The operating system right now you're running on your computer, it's taking up resources. It's hogging all the stuff. Windows, Linux, Mac, it's using RAM, CPU, storage. And when you install virtual machines, it has to share. And you're limited on the amount of virtual machines you can deploy and how big they can be. But no, not with Type 1. Type 1 hypervisors are all about virtual machines. That's all they care about. The OS itself is lightweight, and its main purpose is to give you the biggest bang for your buck for all your virtual machine resources. So Type 2, man, you're kind of just playing around. Type 1, you're getting serious about virtual machines. Now, throughout this video, as we install Proxmox and get our Type 1 hypervisor ready, there'll be plenty of coffee breaks. You know how I do, you know how I operate. So question for you, what do you do during those coffee breaks? Even better, what do you do in the morning when you're having your morning coffee? If you're like me, you're probably just mindlessly scrolling through social media, right? It's a terrible way to start your day. It's a terrible way to take your breaks. So I'm trying something new. It's called Morning Brew. They are the sponsor of this video, and I love their name. Morning Brew is a free daily newsletter Monday through Sunday, every day. Now, honestly, I don't watch the news, so this is perfect for me. This newsletter will get you up to speed in less than 5 minutes. It's not like traditional news where it's boring and dry and takes forever to get the point across. It's quick, relevant, like a pill, like a news pill. Got a bit of wit in there. Now, one of my favorite things about it is that it keeps me up to date on Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX. Like, for example, Tesla having some trouble with China. Tesla, come on, dude. Get your act together. Or brighter news, SpaceX sending recyclables into orbit. Because who doesn't love space? I like a little space in my news. That's good. And also interesting stuff like this stat here. 2.8 million people subscribed to HBO Max in the first quarter. And Netflix only had 450,000 subscribe in the same time period. That's kind of crazy. So some great water cooler talk. Also, HBO Max is awesome. But I'm subscribed to everything. Who else is? And speaking of subscribing, you should check out Morning Brew. It's free to sign up. Takes just about 15 seconds. Just throw your email in there and you get some good, awesome stuff that makes you smarter every day. So check it out, link in the description, and yeah, let's keep going. Now this setup is gonna be fast, like quick. And if you wanna jump right to it, I got timestamps, go ahead. But real quick, why should you do this? Maybe you're not fully convinced. I mean, cause like maybe VirtualBox is working fine for you, right? Why do I need something else? Let me tell you. Reason number one, why not? What else are you doing right now? Playing video games? Dude, just do this instead. It takes like no time, and you could like do some cool stuff like run Kali Linux, Ubuntu, get a Plex server going. I mean, come on, whatever you want. It's power. Reason number two, Type 1 hypervisors, they run the world. And what I mean by that is that when you go into the corporate world, a business that actually has legit IT infrastructure running stuff, you're not gonna find Type 2 running things. Type 1 is what is used. But why does that matter? Well, I think you need to learn Type 1 hypervisors so you can actually get a job, right? Most of you watching my channel care about IT because it is the way you're making money or the way you want to make money. I'm all about building up your skill set. This is a resume building situation right here. Knowing how to build and operate and manage and configure a Type 1 hypervisor, it's a skill, dude. It's a skill that I used in the field. Now, sure, I didn't use Proxmox in the business field, in IT. I used VMware's ESXi, so you might be wondering, Chuck, why didn't we just go with that? Why don't we install ESXi on our spare laptop or spare desktop? Shut up. I tried. And that would have been a cool thing. But ESXi does not play well with consumer hardware. So I spent like a day and a half on that. I made the entire video. I might put it up, I don't know, just to show you what failure smells like. But no, it doesn't play nice. So I looked at Proxmox and holy crap, it's amazing. And it does everything. And it's compatible with all the hardware. But I can say this, having played with Proxmox for a bit, and then having used ESXi in my own business and in other businesses, they're pretty similar as far as technology. Like if you learn one, you can fumble your way through the other. You will still learn how to manage a virtual environment. And then reason number 3 might be my strongest reason. You now have an excuse to go buy another computer. Because if you don't have a spare one, you have to use your existing one for this lab, don't you? Like you want to have a killer hacking or VMware lab or an Active Directory lab. I don't care what you're doing, as long as you're doing something. But yeah, you want to have that, right? So dedicate your current PC to that and go buy you a nice new laptop or a nice new desktop. At least that's what I do. That's the excuse I use. Anyone else do that? That's how I tell my wife anyway. Anyways, I can tell you're convinced. Let's start this process right now. Okay, here we go. Let's get started. Let's install Proxmox. But first, what do you need? The first thing you need is a computer. Duh, right? Now, what type of computer? Well, it can be anything from an old laptop you got laying around like I have right here, or a super server that is just decked out like crazy. That would be cool. Go for that. But seriously, it can be anything. I had this laptop gathering dust in my closet. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do some cool stuff on it. Virtual machines. And I'm gonna actually give it to my daughters and have them do some cool stuff on it. It's gonna be cool. Anyways, now as far as the minimum hardware you might need, because you might be rocking something super old, right? Like a Pentium or something. Anyways, here on Proxmox, it actually doesn't need a lot to do stuff. But I've got a link below to their requirements. Check that out, see if you're good. Now what else do you need? Number 2, a USB flash drive. We need this to install Proxmox. Just a little guy like this, nothing too crazy, 8 gigs minimum, and you're solid. Number 3, and this is pretty important, you need an Ethernet cable and a switch. Now, you probably already have a switch in your house. It's probably a router modem combo, right? That's fine. But you will need this Ethernet cable because Proxmox will not use Wi-Fi. I know your laptop probably has Wi-Fi, but you can't use it. Ethernet cable. And then, of course, number 4, you saw this one coming, right? Coffee. You need coffee. I've got mine right here, 2 cups minimum. 2 cups. Don't have any? NetworkChuck.coffee, check it out. It's good. Anyways, that's what we need. Let's get started right now. Step 1 is super easy. I mean, the whole thing is pretty easy. We're gonna prep our flash drive, download Proxmox, get that sucker on there so we can install Proxmox on our laptop or desktop or super server, whatever you got. Let me know what you have below. So grab your flash drive, flip it out like a switchblade, and get that sucker plugged into your computer. Plugged in. Now to download Proxmox. Just go to proxmox.com, or I got a link in the description, and go to downloads. This is super quick and easy, no signups or anything. I love this. Very different from others, I know. Looking at you, VMware. Anyways, we're going to download their Proxmox virtual environment, so click on that. And then click on ISO images. And the one we're looking at right here is 6.3. Now, I don't know when you're gonna be watching this. There could be like 7, 8, 9. Comment below with what you see right now. That'd be kind of cool. Future, all right. Anyways, let's download the latest right now. So download, and it's gonna download. Give it some time. I have wicked fast internet, so it'll be done in like 30 seconds. How fast is your internet? Let me know below. But while that's downloading, we're gonna get a tool to actually write this ISO to our flash drive. Now I'm on Windows, so that's what I'm going to demonstrate right now. If you're on Mac or Linux, there are tools like Etcher, which are fantastic, but I'm gonna demonstrate right now using Rufus. I'll have a link below. I'm just gonna Google it real quick. Rufus, there it is. And I'll scroll down to the download, which is right here. Go ahead and click on that, download that executable, and launch it. All right, Rufus, we need your help. Let's get this thing going right now. First, our device. Make sure you select the flash drive you plugged in and not anything else. Right now, all I got is my one flash drive, 32 gigs. I'm solid. Make sure you have 8 gigs. And then we'll select our image or our ISO. It's gonna be what we just downloaded. So as soon as yours is done, go and click on select. I'll go find mine real quick. Proxmox, there it is. And then that's pretty much it. We're gonna go ahead and click on start. Now this next part is very important. Don't forget to do this. Click on start, and it says, hey, what mode do you wanna use, ISO or DD? Now when I first did this, I tried ISO mode. Doesn't work. You want to go with DD. And of course, this is specific to Rufus on Windows. So select DD, Click OK. That's gonna scare you with the, hey, we're gonna write over everything message, and you're like, yeah, that's what I want to happen, so click OK. And then click OK again if you get this, and it's doing it. So, coffee break. We'll wait for that to finish. And mine is done. Time to go grab my flash drive. I'm gonna get mine, I'll be right back. Flash drive is ready. Ooh, it's actually kind of warm. That's kind of nice. Anyways, is yours warm? I'm gonna plug this into my old dusty laptop. It's actually not that bad. It's a nice laptop. But anyways, plugged in, and we're ready for the next step. Step 2, we're gonna install Proxmox on our computer. And this is super quick and easy and fast, and it's awesome. I'm excited. So open up that laptop or computer or desktop, whatever you got, and let's do this. Now hold on, before I power this up, remember our goal is to boot to this guy, our flash drive. Your PC may not automatically boot to this. You may have to change a few settings in your BIOS. I'll show you mine real quick. So I'm gonna boot mine up right now. Now for me, I have to press the delete key rapidly, like right now, to enter my BIOS. Yours might be F12, F8, F11, it just depends on your BIOS. Try all of them, I don't care. Google it, that's probably better, right? So for mine, I'm gonna mosey on over to the boot tab or section, scoot down with my directional arrows down to boot option 1, and make sure it is the USB hard disk, which it already is, but if it wasn't, I could just go like this, and this was hitting enter and selecting another option. But that's what I want it to be. And then I'll hit F10. This is the most common way to do this. Hit F10 to get out of there and save it, yes. And it will reboot and hopefully boot to your flash drive, which mine is gonna do right now. Grub, let's get this party started. Proxmox, we're already there, all right. Now for some reason the font is like 10 so you can barely see it, but the first option there, install Proxmox VE, that's what we want. Hit enter, and it's gonna do stuff. Oh, you know what I forgot? Oh my gosh, I almost forgot this. Ugh. Ethernet cable. It's trying to get an IP address and it can't. I'm sorry, Proxmox. That's my bad. No, no harm done. So if you haven't already done that, plug your Ethernet cable in. I think we're good. Now take a good old long coffee break and read the EULA. Every word, jot, and tittle. Go. Done, I'm a speed reader. All right, I agree. Bottom right. And then your hard disk. Where do you want to install Proxmox? I've only got the one hard drive in my laptop. You might have multiple, but you can go down there and select whatever you want. You got some options, but default is fine for me. Click on next to the bottom right. Put in some locale information. Click next, and then your password. And I think we're almost done. Go ahead and click on next one more time. Oh, hostname. Now, if you're smarter than me, you would have already had your Ethernet cable plugged in, and it would have pulled your DHCP information, so it might already have your FQDN and the correct IP address space assigned. Mine doesn't, so I have to change it real quick. Gonna assign my static IP, and click on next. Double check all your information, make sure it's good. I'm good. I'm gonna click on install, and heck yes, it's going about it. Coffee break, whew. And it's gonna be quick. Like seriously, it's like, look how fast it's going, my gosh. And it's done, yes! I think it will reboot by itself. And then you're gonna have to navigate to the IP address you put in there. We'll do that like right now. But anyways, we can just remove our installation media. We don't need him anymore. You did a good job, flash drive. And then we can just get our laptop or desktop or whatever it is out of the way because we don't have to interface with him anymore. We're gonna use the web UI. So now time to log in. Let's do it right now. Launch your web browser. So make sure you do your HTTPS at the beginning. HTTPS, :/, and then your IP address. The static one you set, and then : the port 8006. And let's rock this. Let's do it. Yes, it worked. Now, if you see this, don't get scared. It just means that you don't have an SSL certificate on this server. That's fine. It's your server. You can trust it, I think. Anyways, continue. Proceed. And here we go. Let's get logged in for the first time. The default username will be root. The password will be the one you set during installation. And log in. Ah, wait, that's kind of scary. What is that? No subscription. Chuck, you said this was free. It is free. Don't worry. These open source products, you know what they do. They say, hey, come use our software. It's completely free, but it's super complex. So if you need help, we can support you, but you got to pay for it. But we know what we're doing, right? We know Linux, or we're learning Linux. We don't need this, and we're fine. So you're going to get that weird error. Ignore it. You got a fully functioning, awesome virtual machine, type 1 hypervisor, yes, right now. Now I know you're just itching to create that first virtual machine, and we're almost there, don't worry. But we got a bit of house cleaning to do, a bit of maintenance. Step 3 is going to be increasing our storage. Because by default, right out of the box, you're not getting the full bang for your buck. You're not getting your whole hard drive to use for your virtual machines. But we can change that. Now this is only if you installed it on like an old PC, old laptop with a single hard drive. If you got a super server with like 1 million hard drives, this does not apply. Anyways, let's keep going. Now what we're about to do might seem a little scary. Trust me, we'll be fine. I tried this already. We're gonna go to, on the side over here, storage. Click on the drop down here. Now before we do this, I wanna show you what I'm talking about. Click on the local-LVM storage right there. When the summary comes up, notice one thing. My hard drive in this laptop is 500 gigs. Right now, this guy, he has 349 gigs available. That's pretty cool, that's awesome. But this volume here, this disk, I cannot use for anything virtual machine at all. But if I click on the other one, local, this guy I can use. However, notice he's got a smaller size, only 93 gigs. What's up with that? Why is that happening? I don't care why it's happening, but we're gonna fix it right now. It turns out we actually don't need this local LVM volume, so we're gonna delete that. Which, again, sounds kind of scary, but trust me, take my hand, we'll be okay. So from here, we're gonna click on Data Center. Just click there, click on that. And then we'll mosey on over to storage right there. Now here, we're gonna delete the sucker. We're gonna delete local LVM. So go ahead and select that one, and then click on remove. I know it's a little scary, but go ahead and do it, trust me. Yes, and it's gone. Now we're not done quite yet. There are a few things we have to do in the command line, in the shell. So we're gonna click on our node name, Proxmox right there. Click on him, and then click on shell. Now this is so cool. I love being able to do this all in like a web browser. It's sick, man. Click on that. Yes! I love this. Now you'll want to do this before you deploy any virtual machines or containers or anything because it won't work. So this is why we're doing this first. So here we go. Just, I think 3 commands. Yeah, 3 commands. First command, lv remove. And I'll have all these below in the description as well. Then I'll do /dev, /pve, and /data. And hit enter. It's gonna say, are you sure about this? And I'm like, yeah, I wanna put Y and say yes. And it's gone. Now we're gonna resize our main storage. So I'll do lv resize, space -L, do a +, 100%. Free! All caps. I love that command. And then space /dev, /pve, /root. And it's gonna take 100% of whatever's free and available. Go, do it. Done. Successful. I love seeing successful. And then one last command. Resize to fs, space /dev, /mapper, /pve-root. And this will seal the deal. Ready? Done. So now, local LVM is gone. Sad. No, not really. He was taking up space. A waste of space. He was literally a waste of space. Anyways, but local's still here. Let's go take a look at him real quick. Click on him. Oh, yes. Now we got him using all of our hard drive, 460 gigs of glorious storage that we can now use for stuff. So yeah, we're here. The moment you've been waiting for. We're finally going to create some virtual machines. But first, we need to upload some ISOs. The disk images to actually install these virtual machines. Now, which ISOs? That's up to you, man. Whatever you want to upload. Whatever virtual machines you want to play with right now. So you want to do Kali? Do Kali. Parrot OS, Ubuntu, CentOS, I don't care. Shoot, even Windows Server, Windows 10, you can do all that stuff. And yeah, it's all free. Some are trial-based, but all the Linux stuff is free. I've got links below if you want to check them all out. But I would suggest you start downloading those suckers right now. It could take a while depending on your internet speed, but not for me. I'm already good. In fact, they're already done for me. So I'm going to upload mine right now. I'm already here in local in my storage, and I can just, right here, click on ISO images. And it's empty, but I can click on upload and upload some. Let's do that. I'll select my file. I'll start first with Kali. Let's get Kali in there. And upload. Coffee break. Refill. It's almost done though. All right, Kali's there. I'm gonna upload a few more. I'm not gonna make you wait though. Okay, got all my ISOs in place. Kali, Ubuntu, and even Windows Server 2019. Yeah, I'm going Windows, man. Anyways, let's start making some virtual machines. So we're gonna go up here to create a VM at the very top to make it very convenient. So click on that, create a VM. My node is indeed Proxmox. I've only got one node. I love that when you click on it, it shows the memory and CPU. Plenty of room, let's do this. VM ID 100, my first one. I'll name it. I'll do Kali first. Oh wait, I always name my Kali machines Voldemort. He who must not be named. I'll click on next. Storage local. That's the only one we got there. This will be a Linux machine, so this is all good. I'm good there. Click on next. Oh wait, I forgot the ISO image. Let's select Kali. There it is right there. Click on next. Now you could go through here and customize a few things like graphics card, SCSI controller, which is storage. We don't need that right now. Click on next. Hard disk. How much storage do we want? I'm gonna give him 50 gigs to start out with. And then for storage, crap. Oh, I missed something. Okay. We're gonna back out of here real quick. I missed one key thing. It's my fault. Sorry, guys. So we're gonna go back up here to the data center. Just one small adjustment. Click on data center. This might have scared you if you went there. Go to data center. We're already at storage. Click on local, and we're gonna click on edit. Now with Proxmox, for this directory here, you have to specify what type of content can be allowed in this directory. So right now, let me select this. All we have is ISO container and BZ dump backup. We don't have disk image selected, so we need to select that to make it happen. So it's highlighted, it's good, click OK, and disaster averted. Okay, we're good. So let's go click on create VM once more. I'm not gonna bore you with the steps again, so just click on next and select my image. Next. 50 gigs, and thankfully, storage is already selected, so we're good there. Whew, that was scary for a second. Don't scare me like that. And then click on next. CPU. I'm gonna give him a couple cores. We can always increase that later. Click on next. Memory. Now I have 32 gigs of RAM in this laptop. You may not have as much, so 2 gigs might be fine for you. I'm gonna increase mine to 4096 because why not? And click on next. Network. Now by default, it will be bridged to your actual home network, so it'll receive an IP address from your router, which might be what you want. If you don't want that, you can change that. I might cover that, I'm not sure yet. So let's click on next here, and that's all we need. Review your stuff, and I'll go ahead and make sure I start after created. I'll click that checkbox, and then click on finish. We're done. And there he is, right there. Oh, Voldemort just hanging out on the side. Let's click on him. He feels lonely. Click on him. And we get a whole new set of menus. You can look at all the stuff that's going on with him. You can add notes, that's cool. All his stats, CPU usage. He's fresh, nothing going on yet. But we do have to install Kali on Voldemort here, so we're gonna jump into our console. Select the console, and bam, just like that. We got a nice little GUI here. Let's do the graphical install. And I'll go through all the basic, like, let's set up your operating system stuff. I'm not gonna bore you with that, but it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If you click continue and just close your eyes, you'll be fine most of the time. So I'll let that continue cooking. I'm gonna go ahead and create a few more VMs just for fun. I'll do a Windows 1, Windows Server 2019, and we'll do all his stuff. Select his image. He is indeed a Windows server, which by the way, you can download Windows Server for free. You get an evaluation for like 30 or 60 days, one of those two. I'll change my type to Microsoft Windows and get this party started. And I'll throw Ubuntu in there too. Why not? Ubuntu. So now I have all of them cooking right now. Ubuntu, Windows Server 2019, Kali over here, Mr. Voldemort. Let me switch to him. Look how easy it is to switch between these guys. That's amazing. And right now we've got a lot going on. Like if I click on my Proxmox node right here, I can get a good summary right here and kind of see what's going on. Yeah, I'm using some RAM here, about 36%. CPU is doing pretty good. I can take a look at all the stuff going on. I mean, this is pretty, right? Oh, I love this. Now, while our virtual machines are cooking, we can do something a bit faster that'll be spun up in like seconds. A container. Yeah, Proxmox natively can do containers. Now, not Docker. Now, you know I love Docker. It can't do Docker. It does do another type called LXC, Linux containers. Let's try that out right now. Now, first, we do need to get some Linux container templates or LXC templates. So I'm gonna go back to my storage right here by clicking on local. And you may have noticed just under ISO images, we have CT templates. Those are container templates. Click on that. You could upload your own or just go browse some templates. And we have all the default ones. Let's throw in, I don't know, Ubuntu 20. Let's get that sucker. I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. I'm gonna download that one. You should download it pretty quick. And if you have no idea what containers are, you should definitely watch this video to learn about these. They're awesome. Why? Well, because you can deploy them super fast. Watch this. I think it's already done. It downloaded it. Oh yeah, it finished. So now, instead of creating a VM, like we did before, I can go up to the top here and click on Create a CT or Create Container. Create. I'll name it Fast Ubuntu. Put a password in, click on Next, choose my template, which is this guy right here, Ubuntu. Next. Storage, 8 gigs is fine. Oh man. I've got to go change the storage setting again. It must need more access. Let me go back to our data center options and storage, and let's edit our local directory here. What else can you not do? Container. Okay, there we go. I should have done that to begin with. Okay, now let's do it again. Create container. Name it again. Fast Ubuntu. Password. Next. Now we're good. Let's click on our template, Ubuntu. Next. Storage is good. Cores are fine. Memory's fine. It's a container. It's quick. I'll give it DHCP on IPv4. Next. Next. We're all good. Start after created and finish. This will be super fast. It's done. I'm going to close this. And over here on the side, I should see it start to turn play button cool. Come on, fast Ubuntu. Don't make me look stupid. Go faster. Oh, he's done. Let's jump in there. Go to console. Ubuntu's ready. Log in. Dude, containers are so cool. And I love that this hypervisor, this type 1 hypervisor Proxmox, it's free and you get quick access to virtual machines and containers. Perfect. It's perfect for a lab, right? Anyways, let's go check in on our virtual machines. They're still cooking. We'll wait. And boom, check this out. Man, okay. Voldemort, Kali, fully functional. I mean, it's all here, dude. Man, I love this. Windows Server 2019. Let's quickly go there. Fully functional Windows Server. It's actually valid for 180 days. That's a killer trial, man. And of course, Ubuntu over here. Bam, 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 bam. And then my container's still there, just hanging out. Not bad for a laptop that was just collecting dust in my closet. Good job, guy. That's awesome. Now, last thing real quick. If you have a laptop like me, you may want to be able to close the lid and the server stay up, right? You want to like throw that back in your closet and you still have an awesome virtual machine powerhouse. How do you make sure it won't turn off? A few things right here, a few commands. We're gonna get back to our Proxmox node here and jump into the shell once more. Click on the shell. Here we're gonna edit one file. We're gonna use VI, the VI editor, because I don't think Nano is installed. Let me test it real quick. Oh wait, Nano is here. Okay, we're gonna use Nano, it's a lot easier. Nano /etc or /etc /systemd /login_d.conf. Now we're gonna scroll down and find some options real quick. First, right here, we're gonna uncomment the handle lid switch and change it from suspend to ignore. We'll also do handle switched or handle lid switch docked. We'll uncomment that and change that to, well, it's already ignore. We're good. Ignore it. And that was it. Pretty easy, right? We'll do Control X to exit, hit Y to save, and hit Enter to confirm it. We're solid. Now we're gonna restart that login service and then we're good. Command will be systemctl restart systemd -login_d.service and hit enter. Done. Now let's see if it actually works. Hopefully my system doesn't crash and die. That would be bad. Let's see. Don't die on me. Are you still here? It is. It's still active. Okay. Okay. Whew. That scared me. Okay, we're still good. If I open them back up, it should be no change. Yeah, we're good. And then I lied. One more thing. The screen doesn't turn off when you close the lid. We may want that to happen. Don't want your screen to burn out. You might want to reuse this laptop for something else one day. I don't know. So again, we'll get back to our Proxmox node here. Click on the shell, and we're going to edit one more file. So once again, nano /etc default grub. And we're gonna go edit this option right here, grub _command line _Linux. And between those parentheses, we're gonna add console blank equals 300. And what this will do is it'll say, hey, after 300 seconds or 5 minutes, the screen will take a nap, go to sleep. So we'll hit Control X to get out of there, Y to say, yeah, I wanna save it, hit enter, and it's saved. We're gonna type in update grub to update grub, and we're good. Now I'm pretty new to Proxmox, but so far, I'm in love. I love it. Now, I've been a long time user of VMware's ESXi because I used it in the corporate world. I still run it in my environment right now. The only reason I don't have it on my laptop is because it wasn't compatible with my hardware. Now, if your hardware is compatible with ESXi, try it out. But Proxmox is more than enough from what I can tell so far. So anyways, what do you think of this? Did you do this? Did you go through and actually set up a Type 1 hypervisor on some old hardware? If you did, kudos. Like, this is a cool thing to do. This is a resume building event. Sure, you may not see Proxmox on too many corporate servers, but I'm telling you, man, if you know how to use Proxmox, you know how to use ESXi. In fact, I would wager, and I would say so, that Proxmox is more complex, which means, in my book, more fun, more things to go in there and figure out. It's got a REST API. I can't wait to play with that. Anyways, let me know what you think of the video in the comments below, and if, hey, hold on. Have you hacked YouTube today? Let's make sure you do. And by hack YouTube, I mean the YouTube algorithm. That's it. So make sure you like this video, comment below, subscribe, notification bell. Let's hack YouTube today. Ethically, of course. The only way you can do it. Anyways, that's all I have. Thanks for hanging out with me. I had fun. I hope you did too. And I'll catch you guys next time.